Hello YouTubers, Victorinox fan with take 3 to try to give a video review on the BRKT Fox River Hunter. This is a video response in request to, well, as per request of LazySpoiledKitty. He saw this knife in my collection video and pointed out that I haven't done a review on it, which is true. I've had this since, you know, fall or winter of 2009, and I have yet to actually review it. So, let's give it a go. Start off with some specs, as usual, because they make everybody happy. 4.25 inch blade, drop point, convex ground, I'll get to that later. 4-inch handle, white ivory micarta scales. Well, those are not actual ivory. Ivory micarta is just, well, micarta that's colored to look kind of like ivory. 0.17 inch, let's get that over there. 0.17 inch thick blade. You've got, what else to it? That's about it in terms of specs that I can think of. Right, 5.2 ounces if I'm not mistaken. 8.25 inches overall. Now, comes with a fucking hornet. Comes with a, well, Serbian-made leather sheath, not sharpshooter. Simple, good retention. Nothing to it. It's got a single belt loop. There's really nothing about it. It's just a standardized bushcraft sheath, and it seems to work relatively well. Got good retention, good quality, nice and thick. I've got nothing to say about it because I'm not a sheath master. Now let's talk about the knife itself. So what makes BRKT special? What is BRKT's, you know, selling point? And for them, it's their convex grind. These guys make primarily, you know, batches. So they make batches of knives, and their big selling point is that, you know, they use good quality heat treat and they convex grind all their knives, which is more labor intensive. And that's true, it is more labor intensive. So, let's talk about the big thing. What is a convex grind? For those of you who don't know, you've got multiple different types of grinds. You've got flat grind, which you see on the Spadicodelicas and a lot of the paramilitary 2s. This is symmetrical, straight line coming down. You've got a hollow grind, which is actually concave. It terminates to a very thin amount of metal behind the edge, which is good for light cutting, and is popular for a lot of knives because it's easier to manufacture. Then you've got Scandi grinds, which are part flat grind essentially, and they go all the way to zero edge, like in this Moro Companion. I recently got one of these. Convexes are a little different. They've got a bullet shape. They're the complete opposite of the hollow grind. They go pretty much like an apple seed grind now. Tell how it tapers down. Might be able to see that. It's going to be hard to focus on that. I'm going to try and get it to focus, but it'll be kind of hard to see the convex grind. But take my word for it, it essentially just comes all the way down like that, like a curve instead of flat. Now, this is both a good thing and it does pose some difficulties. What kind of difficulties, you may ask? Well, let me just first go over the strengths of it. First of all, it freaking eats wood like nobody's business. Example. This is, let me preface by saying, not the sharpest knife right now, but still, it bites in and just splits it like nobody's business. Honestly, like it just, you can go shallow, but unlike a hollow grind, which would, you know, bind up, the convex grind just wants to push and split material apart. So really, for outdoor usage, I'm going to say the convex grind is the superior grind I've seen in terms of performance. It's very strong actually, because when you have a convex grind, you have a lot more metal behind the edge. You can go very thin so you can have, let's say, the same length as a flat grind, but you're technically gone with a thinner edge. The benefit is you can get sharper and you can hold your sharpness for a good bit longer. Like you saw me split that wood, it's not that sharp right now, but the blade geometry on it is such that it just tears away at the wood. Like really, it's passable sharp right now. It needs a good strop, and it actually needs a full-out sharpening, which will bring to the flaw. The problem with the convex grind is, unlike other grinds of knives like a Scandi or a flat or fucking hornets. Sorry about that. Unlike the Scandi or the flat grind or hollow grind, you can just sharpen on stones. Convex can be not so much more difficult to sharpen, but they're different to sharpen completely. You're gonna need, generally speaking, to maintain such a finely done convex edge, convex grind, not just edge, the full grind, it's full height convex. Sandpaper, soft backing like the strop or mouse pad, which is, you know, extra sharpening equipment. I already just blew a lot of money on stones, and now I have to go and technically buy a bunch of other stuff just to maintain this one knife. Now, the benefit of Bark River's heat treat is I've been able to maintain a decent edge on it just by stropping. And convex knives respond really well to stropping, and this A2 steel is heat treated well enough that it seems to respond to that fine. So I'm happy with that. Seems to do a good job. Now, as you saw, it ate wood with pretty much no issues. So, but nonetheless, all that performance gain, I am going to have a very different sharpening system, and I've been kind of lazy. So there you go. This knife gets dull. That's the flaw of convex grinds. It's not performance. It's whether or not you're, you know, lazy enough, or if you already just use sandpaper, maintaining convex grinds is easy. But if you just spent a lot of money like me on waterstones, it's kind of oh, right, I gotta buy like 3,000 grit, 2,000 grit, you know, 300, 1,000, then like a 2,000 grit sandpaper, and sharpen this up. Kind of a pain, and just gets put in the back burner all the time. So that's really the one flaw I have against convex grinds. I've not had any corrosion issues on this steel. It's performed exceptionally well. Really, I've had only one issue, and I'm not sure how it happened, but it did. If you can see right there, it's almost a warp, and I think that happens with some of Bark River's grinds. They go to a very thin angle, hence they're able to cut so well. But I may have been batoning once, and I twisted it, and it just caused a bit of a warp, so it's not really impeded my performance much. I mean, I take the warped section and I just put it right there, and still it bites it right off. So I'll have to figure out how to fix that, but again, it's not been on my top priority. I will say that this is pretty much one of my two favorite fixed blades knives. However, since I'll be honest with you, I don't go outdoors all the time, it doesn't get used a ton, but when I do take it, I do use it. That or my Spyderco Mule. This, I'll be honest, performs better than my Spyderco Mule, but Mule is slightly easier to maintain. Overall, great knife. Bark River just makes solid products. They're very aesthetically appealing. They've got a very classy look. So if you want a fixed blade with a classy take on it, so it's not, you know, black coated, or it's not meant to be tactical. They're meant to be outdoors knives, but they function well. They function well, and you're willing to adopt a sharpening system, which, I'll be honest, is not complicated. It's different, and it might require some different equipment. Then I would highly recommend you pick up one of Bark River knives. There are many different outlets. Knives Ship Free is a massive one. They've always got a huge stock of them. I'm not sure if they've got any more Fox Rivers in there at the moment, but, you know, always check. They make them in batches. But this, I think, is a fantastic outdoor 4-inch fixed blade for those who want to, you know, use it for anything. It could be used for hunting, but I've never used it, bushcraft, and just general outdoor stuff. I know Virtual Vice loves this knife. It's one of his favorites, and I can see for good reason. It's just an excellent, very well executed fixed blade. Thank you guys for watching, and sorry for the wasp incidents. The little fuckers are always in the way. And have a good one. Peace.